What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video, and in this video I'm going to do my New York Giants 7-round mock draft. I had a lot of fun doing this. I do plan on doing at least 2 more of these. This one is straight up, no trades, just guys I think that the Giants will take, and they, I plan on doing another one where we do at least 1 trade, maybe a couple, and then I want to do another one where I pick the players I want them to take at certain positions in the draft. This is the first mock draft I've done, so don't kill me, guys. I know there's going to be people going, oh, we can't have him here. We wouldn't take him here. We're not going to do this. Why would you take... I get it. Nobody's mock draft is perfect, but I did have a lot of fun doing this. And, of course, let me know what you guys think, whether you agree or disagree. Obviously, mock drafts are tough to do. I think after the first couple rounds, at that point you're really just guessing. But I did enjoy doing this, and I went over a lot of guys, and I went with people that I think that we positions we need. I think these are things that they'll address in the draft. And Dave Gettleman, we never know with Dave Gettleman. He can go any route, as we've seen over the course of the 2 years of him being here. So I did have a lot of fun doing this, and let's get into it right now with the first overall pick for the New York Giants at number 4. I have them taking Tristan Wirfs, the tackle out of Iowa. Tristan Wirfs is widely regarded the best lineman in this draft. Me personally, I'm a Jedrick Wills guy, but everything that I have heard most mock drafts, most analysts have Tristan Wirfs going to the New York Giants out of Iowa. Like I said, 6'5", 320, an incredible athletic specimen. And he would definitely shore up that line, that left tackle spot, no doubt about that. And everybody that wants an offensive tackle talks about how we have to protect Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. And when you go, number 2, Saquon Barkley, number 6, Daniel Jones, it is a good idea to protect these guys, open up holes for them. But I do believe that the Giants are going to go Tristan Wirfs at number 4 to get a solid left tackle. Without a doubt. And again, this isn't going to make me mad at all if we decide to go that route. But I think that they're going to go Tristan Wirfs. I think that's the guy on their board, and that's where I think they're going to go with their first pick. With the 36th pick, their second-round draft pick, I have them taking Cesar Ruiz out of Michigan, one of the best centers in the draft, without a doubt, and kind of goes back to the video that I did yesterday about taking the center in the second round. I do think the Giants are going to address the offensive line a lot in this draft for the simple fact that Dave Gettleman really hasn't done it since he's been a GM. I mean, you can talk about Cam Fleming and everything else, and he did bring in Nate Solder, but Nate Solder's been a failure, and Cam Fleming's there for depth. He hasn't addressed this in the draft early on. He's went offensive players in Barkley and Daniel Jones, and he's addressed the secondary. He's addressed defense a lot in the draft. He's addressed defense a lot in free agency, but he hasn't addressed it in the draft, the offensive line. And I think that if you're going to do this, go out and get your hog mollies. He's 6'4", 307 pounds. One of the best, like I said, top 2 centers in the draft probably. He's He's well-rounded. He's well-balanced in blocking and in the ground game, pass protection. So he can do it all, and he's a really good center. And you go Wirfs and Ruiz, then you really got your good, young, solid offensive line going forward with your good young running back and your good young quarterback. You're starting to build a foundation there. I think that that's what the Giants are going to do. I really do. I think that Dave Gettleman's going to go out and start building this offensive line for the 2 players that he drafted the previous 2 years in the first round. So I have Cesar Ruiz from Michigan going to the Giants at number 36. With our third pick, I have the Giants going safety Jeremy Chin out of Illinois. Now, we have Southern Illinois, I'm sorry. I know that we're weak at safety. There's no doubt about this. And Grant Delpit is a guy that I really like. I just don't know if the Giants are going to address that. I don't know if Delpit would be there at 36. I don't really know where he's going to fall. But Jeremy Chin is a very big safety, no doubt about that. 6'3", 219. He ran a 4.45 40. So obviously great physical gifts without a doubt. He's one of the top 4 safeties in this draft as far as rankings go. He had 71 tackles, 4 picks, and 3 passes defense. He could also be a hybrid linebacker type of player. So if you're not going to go out and get Isaiah Simmons, not that Chin is Isaiah Simmons at all, but he can play the hybrid linebacker spot, and he's a safety who is very versatile. The Giants need safety help in the worst way, and I think that they go out at number 99, and I think they get some help there with Jeremy Chin from Southern Illinois. With the fourth pick in the draft, 110 overall, I have them taking outside linebacker Julian Okwara from Notre Dame. I know a lot of Giants fans like Julian Okwara. I saw my man OGR Sports, did a draft profile on him. 6'5", 252, did not run the 40. I don't know where they get the projected times from. He's projected to run a 4.7 40. He had 4 sacks, 18 tackles, and 2 forced fumbles. He can be a pretty good edge rusher. Played pretty well for Notre Dame, without a doubt, but there was a game where they did play Georgia, and he did nothing against Andrew Thomas. So I think that if you draft Julian Okwara, maybe he comes in on pass rush downs. He's obviously not going to be in every down outside linebacker, but the Giants do need linebacker help as well. I know that Dave Gettleman addressed this in free agency, but it certainly doesn't hurt to have depth, and it seems like he's like to go and get these linebackers in the 3rd and 4th round. I mean, he picked Lorenzo Carter and he picked O'Shane Zemenies the last couple of years in the 3rd round. So I can see the Giants going Julian Okwara here with the 4th overall pick, and again, it's just something that we need. We need linebacker help. We need safety help. We need a lot of help, guys. I mean, let's face it, the Giants aren't a good team, so I can see them going Julian Okwara here, and I don't think that would be a bad pick at all. I think if you could get Okwara in the 4th round, that's a pretty decent value right there. So I have them taking Julian Okwara with the 4th pick. With the 5th pick for the Giants, 150th overall, I have them taking wide receiver John Hightower. Now, I didn't even mention John Hightower yesterday, but John Hightower out of Boise State ran a 4.43 40. He's 6'1", 189, so he's very similar to Darius Slayton, where we got, as far as his physical attributes go, he's very similar to Slayton, who's 6'1", ran a 4.39 40 out of Auburn. And in the 5th round, you could definitely go out and get another guy like John Hightower, because like Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton was very surprising last year. I think John Hightower would definitely help some depth and has a chance to be a pretty good wide receiver at the NFL. He had 51 receptions, 943 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Obviously he's not a really tall wide receiver, which the Giants could definitely use, like a Michael Pittman or a Colin Johnson, no doubt about that. But it doesn't seem like that's their priority. It seems like they want to go out there and get really good athletes. John Hightower is definitely that guy. And again, a 4.43 40 is pretty fast. So you could definitely pair him up with Darius Slayton. And who knows? I mean, if he produces anywhere close to what Slayton did, then you have a steal in the 5th round. But I do like John Hightower a lot. The more I watched the film on John Hightower, I thought he was a pretty good pick. So if we could get him with the 150th overall pick, that's not a bad idea there with John Hightower from Boise State. With the 6th pick for the Giants, 183rd overall. At this point, does anybody actually get these right? I'm just curious. Anybody get the 6th and 7th round pick guys right? I'm just curious. I'll be shocked if I get any of these guys right. But, Dave Gettleman loves his hog mollies, and Dave Gettleman loves defensive tackles. And I don't have them taking a defensive tackle in the first 5 picks, but I do have them taking one here, and Raekwon Williams from Michigan State. 6'4", 308 pounds, 48 tackles, 5 sacks, and a forced fumble in 2019. So not a terrible season for Raekwon Williams. But again, once you get to this point, these guys aren't the most physically talented guys. They're not the best, they're not the most polished guys at all. But he has really good size. And again, defensive tackles seem to be the way that Dave Gettleman likes to go. He's a run stuffer. And Dave Gettleman likes that. Dave Gettleman wants that beef up front. And you get that with Raekwon Williams in the 6th round from Michigan State. With the first pick in the 7th round for the Giants' first pick in the 7th round, 218 overall, I have them taking running back JaMycal Hasty from Baylor. Now, being a Big 12 guy, I've seen JaMycal Hasty play at Baylor. He's actually a pretty good running back. I mean, he's not going to blow anybody off the charts, that's for sure. He wouldn't be falling this far in the draft, but if the Giants could pick up a JaMycal Hasty from Baylor, this would not be a bad deal. Now, he's a shorter running back at 5'8", but he's 203 pounds, so he's put together. Runs a 4.5, 540, which isn't terrible. He had 627 yards and 7 touchdowns last year for Baylor. Averaged almost 6 yards carry, and he didn't have 25 receptions. So, again, this is a guy that's not going to be an every down back for you, but much like Dion Lewis and much like, a Wayne Gallman type of guy, this guy can go in there. He can run the ball for you. He can catch the ball for you. He can block for you. JaMycal Hasty would be a really good pick here with the first pick in the 7th round for the Giants. I like JaMycal Hasty a lot. And if the Giants could grab him with their first pick in the 7th round, I do think that would be a really good pick for them. So hopefully something like that can happen. He's not a bad pick. He's good value in the 7th round And again, does anybody get these right in the 7th round? I'm just curious. With their second 7th round pick, 238th overall, I have the Giants taking safety Xavier Lewis from southeastern Louisiana. And again, this is just more for depth at the safety position. We do not have a lot of safeties. I understand we have Julian Love. Everybody loves Julian Love. I think that that's the end-all be-all of our safety problems, and we need safety help without a doubt. And at this point, you're in the 7th round. Xavier Lewis would be there just for depth purposes and just to, give you guys some, like I said, some depth. 6 foot, 200 pounds, projected 4.59 40 at 59 tackles, 3 picks, and 2 passes defense at Southeastern Louisiana. Obviously a small school, but Xavier Lewis does have pretty good physical talent. And, 3 interceptions, not bad. Obviously has a nose for the ball, 59 tackles. So pretty good pick there in the 7th round if they decide to go safety. I like Xavier Lewis out of Southeastern Louisiana. With their third 7th round pick at 247 overall, I have the Giants taking outside tackle Brandon Bowen out of Ohio State. And again, you want to talk about a hog molly. This guy is massive, 6'7", 345 pounds. So he's obviously a big body, and this is the type of offensive tackle that Dave Gettleman loves. So Gettleman could go offensive tackle here later in the draft. Again, Brandon Bowen is not going to be a starter in the NFL most likely. He's going to be brought in for a backup at this point, but he does give depth. He does give size. And if the Giants can get a Brandon Bowen at 6'7", 345, it wouldn't be a bad pickup at all. Like I said, at this juncture in the draft, you're just kind of filling out your roster and you're bringing in depth guys. But he has really good size, and this could be a pick for the Giants at number 247. Finally, 255, Mr. Irrelevant. I believe this is the last pick in the draft. Could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. I have them taking another linebacker here. I have them taking John Houston Jr. out of USC. Undersized linebacker at 6'3", 225 pounds. Projected 4.79 40. So again, this isn't blowing you away without a doubt. But he had a nice season for USC. Had 104 tackles, 2.5 sacks, a forced fumble, 5 passes defense. So, he had a decent season, had a good season rather at USC. And, you get a linebacker here at all that can make tackles, that can knock down passes, that can get a couple of sacks, that can do a lot of different things. John Houston Jr. could be a pretty good pick at 255. And again, Mr. Irrelevant, do these guys ever really make the team? But he's definitely undersized. 6'3", 220 is a very small linebacker. That's more of a safety size player, and he's not a safety. So again, John Houston Jr. Would obviously be there just for, they bring him in to compete for a job. Don't know if he would make it. And again, if he does, he would just be brought in for depth. We need linebackers always. I think the Giants just need a ton of linebackers. Like Dave Gettleman likes to collect the defensive tackles. I think we need to collect linebackers because you run a 3-4. I just think you need a ton of linebackers. I think you need good linebackers. I think you need to rotate them and keep them fresh. And, I think John Houston Jr. would kind of round out the linebacking core for the Giants. So that is my 7-round mock draft. Like I said, I had a fun time doing this, and I want to do at least 2 more. I will try to do an overall first-round mock. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do that. That takes a lot of time. I'm on vacation the week of the draft, so if I do have time, maybe I will do an entire first-round draft. I would like to do that because, like I said, this was a lot of fun. So let me know what you think in the comments section, guys. Don't kill me too bad if you don't like my mock draft. Again, it's just a mock draft. It's the first one I've done. So, again, let me know what you think in the comments section, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and let me know what you think in the comments section. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I am gone. Peace!